Okay, that that brings another question, and this is another delicate one. So Amazon, being a vendor to Amazon, comes with a contract. So usually those contracts have terms. And when the terms are up, they need to be renegotiated. And of course, for a vendor that Amazon is happy with, they don't want to let go, right? So how do you handle a contract that needs to be renewed, but at the same time, you know that you want to go 3P and you want to get that started?
Yeah.
How do you go about negotiating and then getting the other side going?
Yeah, well, it is ultimately the brand owner's decision, right? But to be frank, you're not really going to get too much of a lever when you're negotiating with Amazon, regardless how much they like you or do not like. I mean, unless you're going to be Coca-Cola or something. Like we're talking about, being an average seller. So you're not going to. I were successful to negotiate some co-ops being down, and then company would stayed longer. Some chargebacks being removed, and company stayed longer with that. But it comes an ultimate decision with a brand owner. They decided to leave. There's not kind of a negotiation going to help, because if you brought up the pricing issue, the pricing issues has, quite frankly, a little bit core, deeper issues than it just the pricing. So if the Amazon is in core of those issues, it's going to be hard fixing that with Amazon, almost impossible. So regardless how that negotiation goes, staying on Amazon is not going to be an option. So when the contract expires, the brand owner makes it clear, the brand makes it clear that the departure is inevitable, and you just make that transition. Like I said again, but making sure that the communication is right and every technical processes are completed.
Yeah. And can you be a seller as well as a vendor to Amazon at the same time?
I've seen what they call a hybrid models, and quite frankly, there was a time that there was a policy related to have both that you couldn't. And I've seen also accounts being shut down on the other side, mostly on a 3P. Obviously, you rarely get the 1P shut down. So I do not know. I do not know a successful model with that, but there are some strategies. I'll give you an example. When you
Mhm.
are a 3P, you have more chances to make a product successful, increase the sales velocity, because you have a lot more control. You can advertise it more better. You can drive. I mean, all those things you can do 1P, but obviously we all know, I guess, by this point, that the 3P gives you a lot more control. And then once you create that product successful, which kind of gives you more confidence that Amazon will cut larger POs, you can transition that into 1P model and let the Amazon take over. When in contrast, when you're going to launch a product with 1P, it might as well not be successful, and it's a core product, core transition for your brand strategy, and it's not picking up, and then you kind of end up having nothing when the plan was that to, let's say, substitute the previous model or launch a brand new successful model, and the 1P kind of let you down with that. So building it through the 3P and then adding the async to the 1P and start receiving POs could be an option. And I've had an experience with that, but they're not that common. And I don't really know that many successful brands that use both. But yeah, it's quite possible.
I mean, when I say both, I'm not suggesting as an ongoing model, but
Yeah.
technically, during that transition, you're gonna be a seller as
Oh
well
yes,
as
yes,
a
yes,
vendor,
yes, yes, yes.
right?
You can do, yes, you can do that, and that kind of goes back into making sure having an inventory. There's going to be a period where you both going to selling the same product. Amazon is selling your own product, and you're a 3P selling yourself as
Yeah.
well.